What goes down in the bedroom? Ooh, we getting into it this episode here. This is actually going to be part 1 of a part 2 series, or a 2-part series, tomato, right? But we're going to dive into it. We're going to get into foreplay. We're going to talk about the life of it as a parent. We're going to pull back those layers a little bit and get real, and we're excited to do it with you here. Check us out. Let's get into it. Let's start the episode. What's going on, good people? Welcome back. Another episode, Summing Up with the Sumners. It's your boy Damon and
That's right,
my amazing wife and I are here again. We are in the middle of this series all about sex.
Let's talk about sex, baby.
Let them know.
Let's talk about you.
Today we're getting in the bedroom. We got a chance to talk about sex as a good thing. We had a chance to talk about sex expectations. Got a chance to talk about sex in society. Now we're just going right, open up that door. See what's going on. Peeking in here, closing that door up. Got a little privacy.
Maybe you're trying to get from the bedroom, and that's part of it too.
Maybe that too.
Not be just in the bedroom.
We got a whole place. We're gonna dive into that. But before we do anything, we just always say thank you so much. This has been a fun series for us. The dialogue, the comments, those have been really encouraging and good to hear from you. So we appreciate that. As we're diving into a topic, a part of relationships, definitely a part of our marriage that is important. Sex is, maybe this is your first episode joining us, sex is a good thing. Sex is valuable, and it's important for us to be talking about it consistently throughout our marriage.
Yeah, it is. Because, I mean, like we've hit on it. But for sure, sex is that thing we all think we know what we're doing. Ooh. And we do it pretty much based off of everything else we know, or selfishly just what we like. Mm-hmm. But as much as we talk on this podcast, and I feel like we talk in our own marriage, I feel like sex needs to be talked about just as heavy as all the rest of it. Right. And we mentioned that to you a couple episodes ago, but I really think that we've lost some of that. And, let's not make it taboo anymore to talk about sex in a very genuine way, not just like, yeah, I like it, like, yeah, I do it, like, yeah, not like that. Okay, great, that's great, good, glad to know what you like to do with sex.
Thank you.
I'm not having sex with you. I really could care less what you do.
Could care less.
But how does it make you feel? Mm-hmm. Are you sure that you're serving? Are you sure that, like, everybody's pleased? It's a pleasing thing.
It's
right?
a pleasing thing.
Sex is so unique. It is meant to feel good for everybody.
Sex is in the service business. Sex is in the service business, yo.
And it just should make you feel good. But how good? But here's the weight, right? When you start trying to say make you feel good, but like you got to put in some work to make somebody else feel good. See, sex has only been seen as this I get mine lot of times. But no, put in some mental work to make sex good for your partner, right? Like how you like it. Mm-hmm. Actually, I'm going to put my hat on differently and say how you like it. Today, I'm just here for how you like it.
Okay.
That's how you like it. Ooh. Like, for real. Like, how many times? I mean, it doesn't seem abnormal to me to think like that, but it could be for you. Mm-hmm. And I would challenge you to really think, like, how do I serve my partner, like, genuinely in this moment.
This is good.
I just went on a tangent.
No, that's good. Let's jump into that thing. All those things matter.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think about this series. What do I really feel here? And especially as
we're gonna walk away with one big thing.
Yeah, like make it mean. If sex is meaningful and it's not just a passive act to be done, it's meant to be enjoyed and pleasurable, and it's meant for us to even consider our partner in that moment. Yeah. So. How do you do that? What are some ways to do that? Not that we're finna come here and teach y'all things, because I'm sure y'all could probably teach us plenty of things.
Sure. That's why we're having this conversation. I'm going to take your tips. You pass your notes.
But we want to diversify. We want to bring back the old. We want to listen and all of that.
Listen, you go into the bedroom here and you'll look up. We've been, married for 13 years. If we're still having the exactly same type of sex from year 2 to year 13, we doing something wrong.
It's true. But but caveat, those years were just kind of fun and wild.
Had better knees, had a stronger back. You know what I mean? Things were a little different. Had a quieter house.
I'm just saying that you could keep everything.
But everything. Listen, everything old ain't bad. Everything new ain't good.
I'm not saying that but there's a more you improve.
Yeah, we got more experience. We're more seasoned
yeah,
now.
We are really
year
good.
two is just A and B.
That.
Now we at M. It's like we trying to get to O. You know what I'm saying? And so
in time, I don't want to reach Z too soon.
No, we can't reach it too soon. Because you get to Z, then you start getting into numbers. And it's like, all right, now we're getting weird. Now we're getting real weird. She done pulled out an exponent. All right, settle down.
Take it up. Times 2. Do you remember this math?
Oh, goodness. But those are real. And so when you're talking about, and I think you started off right, like I got into going into the bedroom here. But we could just start with setting. We're just gonna dive right into this one. This is, I don't know if you're listening around kids. This is a slightly provocative episode. You may want to put them away or turn this down if your coworkers are close.
Or not. Talk to people about it. No, which don't get me on that either. We should be openly talking about
with
sex
your boss?
with our children.
Oh.
No, that boss is a little weird. I kind of feel like I ventured there the other day and it was awkward. I was like, oh wait, this is
pull this
not
back. Let me pull this back right here.
No,
pull
but
this back right now. Pull this all the way back.
But they're just breaking down taboos. But anyway, go ahead. Yes.
No, so one thing we had was just talking about like taboo things that happen. Go ahead, get in.
No, you first said setting. I took you.
Oh yes. Well, even that ties into the taboo because setting plays a part. Location, right? Sex is not only locked down to the bedroom, right? Sometimes it gets seen, and I know we're all on different levels here. Some of us are very conservative. Some of us are very progressive. So take all this with however you want to take it, but like, if you're thinking that sex only can be done in the bedroom, or I'm saying, or even if that is the main, I want us to feel free. We've had the fortunate joy of being able to maneuver ourselves around a couple of places in our homes and not in our homes. And it's always refreshing.
It just makes it fun.
It's always different. It's a little danger too. It's a little danger. Shh. Who's that? What you? Shh. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody on the beach. And so, you know what I mean? Be free in that. Don't let location be a taboo. It's like, it has to be done in this bedroom with this door, in the same bed, on this comforter, beside this bedspread. Let that loose, baby. Yeah. Let that be free.
Yeah.
I
do like that. I mean, I think like, it's funny because I don't know who I'm talking to. So somebody's like, what are y'all saying? This is so basic. And then somebody's like, you know what? You're right. So take it how you need it. But change up your location. Just ways to, essentially, just ways up to kind of switch it up. Mm-hmm. Try something new. And be vulnerable. We talked about this because sometimes doing that kind of stuff is vulnerable. Mm-hmm. But you should feel safe in your relationship to be able to be
That's an important word. That's an important word.
And try new things because it is exposing. It is vulnerable.
I think great sex is vulnerable.
Yeah, and when you great sex, just trying to have sex some way different. Or like if somebody lets you down, you're like, come on. No, not tonight. Oh no. It feels it's like a woof. Why you rejecting me? Sex. So I want to say have conversation about it, then I want to say forget the conversation, just try it, but be bold in that. I feel like trying something new in sex is kind of like when single people are out there trying to put themselves out there. You're like, hey, I'm Katoya, and it's nice to meet you. It's the hardest thing for some singles to try to like risk it. Like, I'm gonna go try to talk to them, or I know people just like real hesitant about that. I feel like the same thing in sex. Sometimes you try something new, you're like, all right, you down? You good? Is this okay? It just depends on how much you kind of trying something new. You just like, if you can talk about it, you can pull it. But either way, be bold, be confident, and know that either it's what you want to try something new for the sake of spicing up your own relationship, or you think that this would be pleasurable to your spouse.
Is anything off limits in the bedroom? Do you think there are things that could be off limits in the bedroom?
I mean, gotta say banana sometimes.
Gotta say banana. Is that the code word?
Banana!
Safe words out here. Banana. You might get a different safe word that doesn't maybe not tie into anatomy. You know what I'm saying?
Banana eggplant. You want more?
So
I don't know. I think it's that's a hard answer, right? It's up to y'all and what you like, But again, how will you know if you don't try, if you don't like discuss this? This is what I'm saying. We can't. Same thing. If you gonna have sex, it's gonna be the same sex from 2000.
I'm gonna start with this position, then we're gonna roll over and hit that position.
Yeah. No, let's just drop down on the floor. Like, I don't know, just do something odd.
You got a deck? You got a porch?
Oh, I have no idea. What
you got an attic?
Like you said, you got a dick, and I was like, what?
Yes, we do. We've got a basement. We got all type of things here. Got 3 bathrooms. We now have just given you 7 days worth of opportunities right there of unknown, uncertainty. Got a garage, 2 cars. That's 9. We've just given you a 9-day plan. We should start writing this down and just put locations. You got a front lawn? Follow the Sumner's 10-day plan of how to improve.
How to utilize all areas.
All areas.
Don't be weirded out when you come to our house. No.
I used to have a bit about something. It was a good friend of the show. Known her for years. And I make this joke in the bit. And she's like, I don't know if I can enter your house anymore. And I say, you know what? I respect that. We still want you over here. But I respect it.
Now, utilize your space. Try something to change up your setting. What else we got?
Foreplay. Let's talk about it. We're getting deep into that bedroom.
Slow.
I don't know that one at all there.
Yes, you do.
No, don't know that. Nice.
And fast that ain't gonna go. Nice and slow. Just keep it on that down low.
What is that?
Nice and slow. I don't
I don't know that. My only Nice and Slow I know is Usher. And that was a whole different rhythm and harmony you had going right there.
Nice and slow.
That's not the Ushers. Okay, moving along here.
Now you're gonna make me think about it.
Yeah.
Knowing what I'm singing, it probably is forbidden. But I don't really remember.
Foreplay. That's what we're talking about.
I think we need to simmer there a lot longer.
Mm-hmm.
And life, I think what happens with foreplay. This is us personally.
Talk about it.
But life, you're just trying to get to sex. You're trying to kind of feel the moment. You're trying to get to your climax, essentially. I mean, not every time, but there's a time in foreplay, right? Like we could do this from 2 minutes to 15, 20 minutes. Mm-hmm. All right, but we still want to get to this part too. Mm-hmm. But what if you never even got to the second part? What if you just lingered in the foreplay, right?
Linger in that bad boy.
That's really nice. And I think that's about the perspective of sex too, right? Like, must you penetrate every time? How slow can you go?
Slow.
And if you get to the final and it's no, quick, that's fine too. Because you did all this pregame, Essentially, foreplay is pregame.
But we're saying it also can be the game itself.
It can be.
It can be the game itself.
So what if you just played around all day? Just the other day we did a little longer session, and I was like, this is nice. Mm-hmm. It made me feel like I was, doing stuff I wasn't supposed to be doing. Back in the day when I'm going to get close, but I ain't going to have sex. That's what it felt like. But I was like, man, I haven't felt this in a long time.
Ooh, getting hot and heavy. Got a hot book. Got to get off this couch.
No, I say no.
All right. You know what? I'm going to go some
But
water.
I could say yes, and I did, and that was great. But it was the lingering, right? So linger a little longer on the foreplay. Get creative and take time for it.
Foreplay.
Maybe not every time. Maybe you ain't got, all that time for however long you need to go. That also makes other things come faster. So, you be mindful.
Be mindful. Foreplay, other episode we said sex is overrated, but I won't speak for you, but I definitely feel like, specifically when I talk to man folk, foreplay is underrated. Foreplay can be easily forgotten about because you're trying to get to the main entrees. Do y'all want some appetizers? Actually, fam, I've been waiting for 26 minutes. You buzz me, I'm ready to get right to my burrito. It's whoa, I got some guac though.
Yeah.
I like guac, but I'm ready to get to the entree.
But see, the thing is, you're so concerned you're going to be full. And so you're like, man, I ain't going to have no space for my entree. But I'm saying,
but who love guac?
It's all right.
Enjoy the queso.
It's still there. Maybe that was all you needed.
when you get full off the app, you be like, man, I'm gonna have to get a doggy
but
bag.
But then you get leftovers, which means round two.
Fight. Get to the house. You know what I'm saying?
Now you just keeping the moment going.
You're keeping the moment going, and those
I
things
think that's
matter.
brilliant. People linger.
The thing about also just speaking as a fella, and I'm not gonna get into much of the science and all of that, but like foreplay is beneficial for the fellas because it's valuable to the ladies. I'm talking in a generalized, traditional sense. Okay, I'm
that's
not gonna
true.
like listen, don't lose me here. All right, it's beneficial for the fellas because it's valuable to the ladies here, and there's something about that. You know, we talked about that sex is in the service business. So if you out here trying to help your partner get to the mountaintop, then we want to put in some of that work on the front end so that they too can also enjoy the entree or enjoy getting to the mountaintop. Because sometimes you just dive in and you be like, ooh.
And I can't. I'm so close to the top. And I cannot reach.
You can't.
But you beat me. I guess we'll take that hike again later.
You know what I'm saying? So that plays a part in there. And
That's real. That's real good.
Yeah, it's real good. And I think there's something about foreplay as well where...
Foreplay too.
Yes. This is true. I think there's something about it as well. I won't say more, but I will say different. There's a different type, at least for us. It feels like there's a different type of connection when we're doing foreplay because things are different than when you're just in the what was the goop when it's penetration? Sexual? Like that's just the category.
Sexual, yeah.
Right? If you don't know about the sex, love, and goop, we did that on a previous episode. Check that out a little bit there. And so there's something about it that also can bring, right, stimulation, gratification, right, satisfaction.
Just like it's like intimate.
Yeah, like it's a different type of intimacy, and I think there's a pacing that is different too that we enjoy about it too, like this.
Sensual.
Yeah, yeah, and so it's not rushed, right? It definitely doesn't feel rushed, and so we're gonna talk a little bit more about this too because there's a few more layers we want to get into around foreplay, but we got to pause real quick for a quick sponsor break.
So I don't really love to cook as the primary cook in this family. However, what I do like is to jazz up the meals when I do cook, right? I'm looking for spices, seasonings, dry rubs, and I found a good place. It is Artisan Dry Goods made by beautiful Briny C. So a little bit of everything to spice up, jazz up your meal. It is a local store right here in Atlanta, but ready to ship out to you all over the world.
Absolutely, and they're legit. I'm gonna be honest with you here. Forbes, The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, and Oprah's magazine. And you know Oprah only gonna promote the good stuff. All right, so check them out. Instagram, beautiful Briny C. Make your kitchen better. All right, I'm talking about real good ingredients, urban gardens, local farms. So it's good for your taste buds, good for your body. Check them out, and let's get to the episode. All right, we're back. Check them out, beautiful Briny C. Foreplay. That's what we were picking up where we left off here. I want to say another thing about foreplay before we get too far removed from it. I know for myself that foreplay is also an area where, again, I'm specifically talking to the fellas here, where fellas that we can walk in a little more humility here, and this is where we can open up more of those questions of questions. It's like, what do you like? What do you enjoy? You know, before we just kind of rush into, you know what I'm saying, the meat. If we're getting here, you're like, damn, I don't really know. I ain't really got too many tools on my tool belt in the foreplay world specifically. Well, this world of foreplay is a place where we can be like, hey, babe, like, what do you like? You know what I'm saying?
Do you even like that? Like, you might think you really beasting something.
Sure.
Just like let's
I haven't liked that in 6 years.
Let's talk during the one round of foreplay.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah, no, down, below, in between, fast.
All those things.
Let's do some coaching sessions in that.
Coaching sessions.
And that is like not bad.
No.
That is wonderful. Right?
Foreplay also.
So then now you know next time and you ain't got to talk about nothing. And maybe this time isn't the most like romanticized moment because you're like explaining what you like and how you like it. Because I do feel like in the middle of having sex, trying to tell somebody how you want it, what you like, is awkward. Right? You're like, oh, no, not like that. No, up. Like, it don't work. And it's just like kind of, you know, and you can lose a vibe quick in sex, right?
But what's important is to know that we're thinking long term. Think about your favorite meal that you've cooked. Think about your favorite board or card game.
Right.
The first time is always not the best.
And you follow somebody's
Now I love Taboo. But that first time say it.
You follow somebody's instructions, then you went back and then you made the recipe your own, right? And so you only make it your own by listening to the person.
The first time around. Come on.
Yeah, you're doing it with this person. So they got their own recipe. You started with an idea, and then they like, no, I got sugar spices that I want to use.
Everything nice.
Yeah, so can you use these spices now? Because you're cooking for me.
Also, don't be afraid to play around with the whole body in foreplay. I mean, the main entree in general, but also in foreplay too. All the way up to the temple, down to, the shin, whatever the case may be, live your life.
Go to the toes. Whatever you want to do.
Whatever you want to do.
I don't know why you went from temple to toes.
I'll put you in my head. I was gonna say from the rooter to the tutor, and I didn't know what that meant.
Yeah.
You know how you say things in life you don't know what it be
Nobody
meaning.
Says that.
Well, that's not true. Old people say that, and I was like, I don't know what rooter to the tutor means. What do you think that means?
I have no
idea. So enjoy the whole body when you're talking about foreplay.
My body all over your body. Sex playlist. Y'all still play them? I can't. We don't listen to as much music anymore. And then now I just kind of have this one group that I like listen to. We don't really listen to them regular, but they sound good in sex. But
that's a great question. We're definitely gonna ask that over on IG. Follow us on
that's
Instagram.
A good one.
That's definitely a great question.
Because I used to have all kind of playlists. Sex one. I mean, I wouldn't even have a sex, but I was like, this sex playlist.
I'm just gonna take a long shower, and I'm just gonna put this music on.
But that could be one thing. Maybe you have music.
Let's talk about
sometimes
music.
I do ocean sounds. I do like a little background, just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, that was a real tanyent.
No, that's good. I'm thinking of add a foreplay because music is a great piece.
No, I think so too. I mean, and if you're a real music person and you want to
curate,
and like make a sexual experience.
Yeah.
I don't really prefer to hear people talking about sex when I'm having sex.
She doesn't.
I don't want to hear I don't want to listen to Chris Brown. Girl, I'm like, whoa, Chris. No,
right.
Actually, I'm in my own space
right now, bro.
Which means that I just don't need it to be super explicit. I just need it to be
to create the mood.
It's more about a beat. It's more about the drive.
Rhythms.
Don't even say that much. So just FYI, I love to listen to. Is it DVSN? DVSN. And I just love them. It's so
it creates the vibe.
It's just I don't even know what they saying most of the time. And that's the best part.
And
it's
that's the best part.
And it's okay, I'm just feeling the
that.
moment.
I'm feeling that.
But it's not really something that I want to be focused on what I'm doing, not focused on the lyrics of the song.
Sure.
So that's why I do like that.
I want to be grossed out because you're being very explicit in my eardrums
now.
I
mean, maybe that can turn you on. Maybe. Whatever works for you. But for me personally,
but for us,
yeah, I'm just
but for us,
that's okay.
Yeah, we're also pretty current with our music, in the sense of we're not finna put on Teddy Pendergrass.
I remember those heavy save days. We were you should be able to have sex to worship music, and I was like, that is just. I get it.
I get it. I hear what you're saying.
I'm just gonna pass.
I hear it. Everybody say bless. Bless. All right, Fred. I'm gonna need you, Fred. Okay. I'm gonna need.
That's interesting. We was reaching so far. You be trying
to do what you do.
I'm
you be trying to do what you do.
Just enjoy whatever makes it good for you. But that is something. How do you change your mood? Do you add your candles? Do you add your music?
Mood.
Let's
talk about mood and music. They really go hand in
hand. I like mood.
Because also with our music, and Katoya really kind of handles the music. I'm not really a huge music buff, so
he's a great DJ though.
I graciously tip. I'm a great DJ. If you want a nice throwback, 1998, 2011 dance party.
That's all people need.
I'm your guy. Okay, I'm your guy. You understand? Anyway, but we're not playing, so we're not going too old. We're also not going too hard. We're not gonna put on too short Project Pat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's so interesting. Do people do that?
Yes. People
you ain't gotta say it too much because the look in your eye, I can tell you.
Baby, get your in up and put your. I'm whoo. All right, Waka Flocka.
That would be. I think that's a really good thing for foreplay. If you want to get ready, set it up. You might
set it up. Get a little rough.
do a little dance. I don't know. Whatever. I don't really care. It's your world. But
we
just
should try that.
Add it.
Let's just go hard one time. We're gonna go hard hip hop one time. We're gonna do that, and we're gonna report back to y'all. And we're gonna report back. Because I'm intrigued on the vibe. I'm intrigued on. I'm being real. I'm intrigued on the vibe, the energy, I'm intrigued on what it would do to the moment.
Interesting.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you put on.
Well, I get it. It's like when you get ready. You know, I put on. You like when you start getting hyped up. You get the right music to hype you up.
Yeah. I was gonna lay on the bed. Now I'm gonna push you on the bed. You know what I'm saying? That's a different vibe. You know what I'm saying? That's a different feel. It's a different feel.
That's actually really funny. But what is the power of music? Like, it's so crazy. Or if you're if you want candles and sage.
That's to slow it down.
Yeah, like you really will. You know, it's so funny. When I ride my bikes, I was this guy was kind of like my little trainer.
Sure.
Unofficial.
Right. On paper.
And Charles would say, you have to. He'd be like, you need to take that music out of your ear because it's messing up with your cadence. He's like, what you listening to? Because if you ain't listening to something that's gonna boom, 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 like give us something, like we're on this pace.
Yeah.
But your music going, dun, you slow, it's gonna create a whole different type of cadence.
Sure, yeah.
And so the same thing is with this mood. It's like you need to. Like what you trying to achieve here?
Yeah, what you want?
Sensual and slow.
You want Drake?
You want
Drake tonight? Or you want Future? Where you at?
Put that music on and let it drive you or propel you whatever way you want.
You trying to put on some Young Thug? What you trying to put on here? You trying to put on a Weekend? Those are two different feels. I know. I don't know any Young Thug songs. I'm gonna just let you know right now.
Anyway, you probably do. You just don't know him.
That's probably fair. But
I do think music matters. Cool. Yeah, mood does matter, and I mean a lot of times sex is always a sensual, passionate moment, but.
Sometimes
switch it up.
Maybe y'all upset. Maybe we talked about this a few episodes ago that that makeup sex. That's not, you're not putting on the slow Drake with that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Not. Now with that, you're gonna put on some Trick Daddy from '02. You know what I mean?
Okay. What's up? Shut up.
And then that ties into the type of mood listen. We focus right now, but I want you to know we talking about mood. What type of mood? Sometimes you want to mix it up.
Well, I think you still need to be on the same page about the mood.
No, for sure. Because I could come in with Trick Daddy in my ear, and you got rose petals down. I'm like, ooh, woo.
All right, switch.
That is different.
No, that's so funny.
That's different.
Mood, change it up. I always say it is we're just laughing at random stuff, but honestly, think about your last couple times and just think, how have you done it? And this makes me think about when we think about, spicing it up, or even more so, what happens when you losing your spice, right? Because if it's weekday, kids may be down.
We gonna get to that.
What if your kids are right around?
Get to that.
All of that really can take away your
mood,
the vibrancy
energy.
Of the mood,
yeah, for sure.
It's hard being a parent.
Let's talk about that for a moment. Because this was one thing specifically I remember that someone put down on IG wanted us to get into, and it's very real, which was an interesting stat. We had this stat from this survey. I forget if this was the WebMD survey or another survey, but it was interesting. It said that 30% of moms, according to this survey, 30% of moms wish their partner was more interested in sex. Which was interesting. 30% of moms wish their partner was more interested in sex.
So specific.
I'm intrigued. I want to. So specific it is. If you could, as a mom, could you think of maybe a few reasons why 3 out of 10 moms are wanting their partners to be more interested? Like what could be?
I don't know.
Back the.
I don't know. I just think that just depends on so many factors for this state.
I wonder, this is just a wondering as a non-mom, I was wondering, when I saw the stat, I was wondering if either A, it felt like they were wanting to reclaim, feel more sexy, get their body back. There's this, I want to feel more desired. This is just a wonder, right? And so I want to be more romanticized. I want to get back to feeling more loved and desired physically and sexually from my partner. You know what I mean?
So
that was one thought.
I
That's
get
one
that,
thought
but
I
it
had.
just says interested in sex, like
Right, so maybe he's less interested, so he's not trying to turn on or not trying to pursue. You know what I mean? It was just an interesting stat. I thought to bring it up.
yeah, it's very interesting. I don't know. I have a lot of thoughts about it. I guess technically, I'm like, all right, mama, go spice it up. Like maybe
There's an element of that, mama.
Could
Hmm? Hit the star
do
ship.
something different than if they're disinterested. I'm sure just so much stress around being a parent. Like honestly, I just think it's just a lot going on, and everybody's just busy. Like you're trying to, especially Lord, if you're in the under 5 stage of children, like that's a hard season. 5 and under,
It is a hard season.
You're just running around,
True.
and then now you're stressed, and so now your partner's like, well, I don't know what to do, and then like you probably look like a mom all day, and like it's just kind of tough. Like it's a lot of things. So it's about both of you coming to the table.
For sure.
I think putting out that sexual energy.
Damon and Kachoy, if there was going to be one thing you were going to say to help us as parents, to help us fight for our sexual relationship with kids, young, old, whatever, specifically if most of your kids, under 10, right, give or take or whatever.
Is 3, 2, 1. Put them to bed early.
The bedtime,
I was going to say it together.
Oh, I didn't know. You jumped into the countdown.
I wanted
wasn't
to
ready.
Do it.
Do it.
Because we hadn't talked about it.
We hadn't talked about it.
So I just knew that was the same page.
We were definitely on the same page, but not on the same page about the countdown. Put in the bed, yo. Consistent bedtime, and your family is different, right? If y'all get home on average at 7, okay. So your family's gonna be different, but put them to bed at a time. We'll say that at a time where you feel like y'all can fight more times than not to be consistent with it, right? To have that family time, check, get the things done, put them down, have a moment to breathe and take off the parent hat, right? And then have some time to just connect. Maybe it's that day where you just snuggle. Maybe it's the time where y'all playing a game of chilling. Maybe you have wine on the porch. Or maybe it's time where you're like, all right, listen, we finna get it in because I miss you, boo. Right type of feel. But that is one of our biggest encouragements to parents is to, have a consistent bedtime that makes sense for you as a family, but also as a couple.
Yep.
It's been big for us.
No,
it's been huge for us.
I mean, it's helpful, right? And it's a way for you to still carve out intentional time with one another. Because I think before we just hop into sex, like, yes, this series is all about sex. It's just about connecting.
Ooh, we could do an episode on that by itself.
Connecting, right? Because the loss of connection leads to a disconnection of bedroom. I would say that for probably many women, but definitely I know for myself personally. If we ain't been connected all day, then we want to have sex. It doesn't feel connected to me. Mm-hmm. Like I would like to have known I said something to you. I've talked to you. We've touched a little more. Maybe kissed a little bit. You know. Now, granted, there's weeks that are better than others.
Sure.
And weeks that more of that is needed. But the connection for the intention in the bedroom is significant.
The parents is so real. You know what I mean? Because you want to be a great parent. Right, you want to be a great spouse, right? You want to be a great your own self, right? Self-care. So it's this juggling act, you know what I mean? And no shade to anybody who's not a parent, but we're specifically just saying that. And maybe you got other stuff going on. You got your pet, you got your BFFs, and you got who knows what.
Yeah.
But what we're specifically talking to right now for those who have kids is that bedtime is one of the most important things because you are tired.
Yeah, and like we've grown with our children as they've grown, but it's not even necessarily bedtime. It's just like you need to be in your room. I don't even care if you go sleep. You be listening.
Read your book.
You can listen to Encanto,
bedtime stories,
the whole soundtrack. You can.
Don't come out that room.
Stay in that room and stay moderately low in volume. Okay, that's all.
And that's when that Project Pat, you turn it up a little bit out here, and then you
like, what's that there? Listening?
What is that news? Cause I'm a thug, and
I'm not down for this.
I'm excited to report back to us how this hard hip hop night. We're gonna find a Spotify playlist just hardcore hip hop. It's gonna be a good time. No rose petals that night. Listen, so we were supposed to. We haven't talked about it. This is one of the great things about our podcast. We just talk about some things together on air.
But he said we're supposed to, but we ain't talked about it.
Well, we're supposed to just do this series in February, but there were still a few things on our notes that I think would be beneficial for us, and we always want to bring value to y'all. I think this is the last one for February, but I feel like we should make this in the bedroom episode part 1, part 2. I'm throwing it out there to you.
Okay.
We gotta know. We're professionals. We got a Google Doc right here. You feel me? And it's like, oh man, there's still a few more things we need to get to.
There are a few more things, but we really like to be respectful for our 30 minutes.
Right, and that's why we're finna get out of here. So, I think we might make this a part 2.
Sure, why not?
There you go. You see how you think? I've been working on my words, y'all. I've been working on my words.
It's fine. And then I'll be like, sure, whatever.
She do. And I give out all these modifiers. She's like, just say that.
And
I'm like, I'm trying to say it the way you... Anyway. This is foreplay. Foreplay is also verbal. And so we're going to pause here, but we're going to come back next week with a part 2 because we got more things to talk about.
Let's talk about sex,
Woo!
baby.
Salt and pepper.
Let's talk
That's
about
salt and pepper.
Yep, talk
That's
about
salt and
it.
pepper.
I don't know. Just stop. It's okay. It's just a song. I don't know who sings them. They just
You
come
got to
to my
know
brain.
who to sing this, so they may want to find on the playlist.
No, just remember,
Just remember, Shazam our episodes.
I should make a playlist of all the songs I've sung.
That'd be dope.
I would have to go back and listen to everything.
I hope y'all found some value in this, man. We really appreciate y'all rocking with us. Again, the conversation, the chat, it continues over on Instagram. So check us out. We would love for you to follow us. And just so we can keep having fun over there. Post episodes, Sum It Up Sumners, SUM, Sum It Up Sumners. Everything. We always appreciate y'all, man. Damon and Katoya. Talk soon.